Hi and welcome to part 4 in my course on slide guitar and open tuning. Today we're going to talk about how to find chord voicings in open E tuning. Back when I started to play in open tuning, I was kind of limited to playing just bluesy slide solos, and I didn't really have a method for finding chord voicings in the tuning. I couldn't really find any good info online, so I figured I might have to come up with my own method. So I did, and now I'm ready to share it with you guys. It's actually a very simple method, and it all boils down to knowing the formula of the tuning as we discussed in part 1 of this course. All these voicings are based around this so-called home position that we discussed in the previous lesson. So they're all kind of based around this area where you have the root note on the low E string. So here's how this method works. The formula of the tuning is root, 5th, root, 3rd, 5th, root. So if I want to make this a different chord voicing, it's a great place to start around the 12th fret if I want to find some kind of an E chord, and just use this home position E chord as a base and move notes around either up or down from this home position to find the chord voicing that I'm after. So for example, if I'm looking for an E minor chord, I know that my major third is right here on the 12th fret on the 3rd string, so I will have to move that down a half step right there. And then we get this voicing. So there we have our E minor. And if I want to find a dominant 7 chord, here's a cool voicing for that. So starting with this position, root, 5th, root, 3rd, I choose to take this root and move it down a whole step right there. And I choose to not play the 5th because it's not really needed in this case. And then I come up with this voicing. And this is actually a dominant 7 chord that Derek Trucks uses quite a lot. And it was from seeing him do this type of shapes that I kind of thought about this method of like using this as a bass and finding the extensions around that. So another example would be if I want to find a different voicing for a flat 7 chord, I choose to find the flat 7 going up the 5th string, then we get this voicing instead. That I have also seen Derek use. And here's a cool E6 9 chord. And here I chose to go down this root string to find the 6th right here. And I lowered my major third to a 9, and then I have the 5th and the root. So we get this voicing. So if you want to get really serious about learning chord voicings in open tuning, I have put together this ebook with more than 70 different chord voicings, along with a 25-minute lesson explaining each one over on my Patreon. So it looks like this. This is the cover. It's called Home Position Movable Chord Voicings, and it contains pages that looks like this. It's divided into major, minor and dominant chords, and it contains one full page of major chord voicings, one full page of minor chord voicings, and almost 2 pages of dominant chord voicings. This and tons of other cool lessons on slide guitar and open tuning is available on my Patreon page, and the link to that is down in the description. Thanks for checking out this lesson, take care, and I'll see you soon for part 5 of this course. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because that really helps. So yeah, take care.